Hello guys, today, as you see on your screen, this will be an alternate history prediction, hopefully one that you guys enjoy, between Vice President at the time, Joe Biden, against what was the Republican nominee, as of now, President Trump. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Any questions for my Q&A soon? So, as we know, Joe Biden in 2016 was Barack Obama's current at the time was his vice president. He did serve as vice president for 2 terms, and he was polling very ahead, about 7 points ahead of the president now, and so this is this could, as you saw in my 2020 election prediction, which was actually my first video I actually ever made of politics. I made Joe Biden in 2020 defeat President Trump by precisely what Barack Obama defeated Governor Mitt Romney, except he lost the state of Iowa. But this is going to be our current map: 209 for Joe Biden, to Donald Trump's 158. And just spoiler alert, this will potentially be somewhat like my previous prediction, because, well, Joe Biden would have canceled out a lot of Hillary Clinton's flaws. He was a pretty darn popular vice president, I'll even say that. And he would have been able to block out a bit of Trump's attacks on him. So Utah still will go for the Republican nominee Donald Trump, along with Georgia. I will say that New Hampshire will go to the vice president, along with the 1st congressional district in Maine, because in this scenario I believe Joe Biden would have had a lot of appeal. Especially he would have had a lot of appeal that President Obama had. He wouldn't have had those issues that Hillary Clinton had with getting the vote out, as he would be a perfect succession for the Obama campaign, for the Obama administration. So the African American vote would not be an issue, along with the white working class, as you could essentially say he was part of it, and he could appeal to those people in those states, in the Rust Belt, which is why I'm going to say there will be no flip in Pennsylvania. He was born there. He was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania. He was polling about 9 points ahead of Donald Trump in that state. I believe it was 53, 44, around that margin, about 9 points. And I don't see Trump beating Joe Biden in essentially his second home state, his birth state. But that also goes for the same way for Arizona. Arizona is a very at the time was a very Republican state, and Hillary Clinton lost by about, I believe, 5 points, 51-46. But I believe Joe Biden, not being such a flawed candidate like Hillary Clinton, would be able to increase or shorten that margin to about 3 points in the state of Arizona. Nevada, another state with a huge Latino population, has many, of course, Latinos, and he will do well with in urban areas, of course. He'll win that major population center in Reno, Las Vegas, along with Show, the second biggest population center. As we saw, President Trump lost at the time. As of now, President Trump lost the state by about 4 points, I believe. And I'll say once more, Michigan is going blue for the vice president because of, again, his appeal in the Rust Belt to, as he did in Pennsylvania, as he did in Michigan, as he did in 2012 and 2008, how he brought that foreign policy experience that President Barack Obama did not have. the temperament that President Trump does not have, the likability, as I remember from a poll, that the president does not have, and the vice president just overall has more experience than the current president has, which is why, for many reasons, this map is looking out like 2016, and again, North Carolina, which was like like 2012, and North Carolina, like 2012, will go red, because Joe Biden does not will not be able to make enough inroads into North Carolina to make a performance like his boss's 2008 performance, where he did win in North Carolina. As we see, Indiana won't be contested, but the state will be very close. It will be maybe like 50 to 48, a bit closer than the margin of 2012, where it was 51 to 48 for Governor Mitt Romney. But that state will go red. And Virginia will go blue, because again, in 2008 and 2012, the astonishing wins were not unlike now. Virginia was a true toss-up, which doesn't have the Democratic DNA it has right now. Of course, in 2008, it had not voted for a Democrat since the Johnson landslide in '64. It did not lean blue since the Carter victory in '76. So, seeing the Democratic DNA has as of now, compared to back then, will easily give the state to Joe Biden. And as you see, President Trump, he is one. Joe Biden, Vice President Joe Biden, is one electoral vote away from the presidency, and he will get that number with Wisconsin. I believe he will win Wisconsin because, again, the auto bailout. A lot of these things favor into Joe Biden that help him in the Rust Belt because of again, the auto bailout, Reagan Democrats. What else? The white working class, he would not have an issue with that. The African American vote, he will not have an issue with that. The white evangelical vote, he will do better with that. The highly educated vote, he will do better with that. The LGBT community, he will do even better with that. So all these things that factor into Joe Biden will help him win this election. And yes, he will even win Florida. The state of Florida, again, did go for President Trump in 2016. He won that state by about 1.5 points, which is considered overwhelmingly. Not even many people expected him to win that state, but that was because Hillary Clinton did not have a lot of appeal into the state. So that is why I'm giving the state to Joe Biden, along with Ohio. He will win Ohio because of his appeal. Again, many of these states in the Rust Belt, along with Ohio, have major urban population centers, and Joe Biden will be able to appeal again. He'll run up the numbers in urban America. He'll do well in rural areas where there are many workers. He'll essentially be a third term of Obama, as even I'll say, which once again will even help him, which is a state that I didn't say he would win in 2020. I'm giving him Iowa because I believe he will do well again with the white vote, because as we know, Trump did do very well with the white vote, the white working class vote in Iowa. But with Joe Biden, it cancels all of that out. As much as I would say that, it cancels out the white working class vote and essentially cuts out any source for a Trump victory in the Rust Belt. So, and that is basically where he needs to win. And yeah, so this is my final prediction: 332 for the vice president, 206 to the Republican nominee Donald Trump. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like. Please comment down any questions for my Q&A, which I believe we will hopefully do at 250 subscribers. Yeah, please subscribe. Please let anyone know of this channel if you do like. I hope you did enjoy this video, and I will see you later today. Peace.